ago, a tiny speck appears out in space. In the black sits a quietly spinning sphere where something black is about to take place. What are the odds that this planet would be the perfect distance from the sun? What are the odds? Scientists say they're about an octillion to 1. The first amino acid sits alone in a puddle, feeling lonely and somewhat incomplete. And when it least expects it, it suddenly finds itself metabolizing from the heat.
And then to its surprise, it suddenly multiplies. And every millisecond it celebrates a new birth.
And soon it makes its way through all of the oceans. It's a part of every plant and dinosaur on the earth. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Dinosaur. Oh, that amino acid is the key that will open the door. What are the odds that all this prehistoric fauna gets to have so much fun? What are the odds? Wikipedia says a quintillion trillion to 1. But then a giant ass rock crashes into Earth, and though it brings the end to an era, a new and bizarre one is about to begin.
Hermit crabs and baby turtles started crawling around everywhere. And before we know it, there are lots of spunky monkey that is swinging through the jungle air.
The bumblebees start zooming around with the beetles and the butterflies. And then the lizards get together to invent the feather to become the birds in the sky.
And soon the turtles and the monkeys and the beetles and the birds dominate the biosphere mix. And soon the turtles and the monkeys and the beetles and the birds dominate the Billboard Hot 100 charts in 1966.
Years whiz by at Bowley Miller ski, and the earth is running rapid with the human being.
And what are the odds that your mom and your dad would find one another on the planet gone mad?
Your dad has a hot rod and won his independence. He turns 20 and he's ready to roam.
Your mom was not smart with her discontentment. She too gets a hankering, and it's time to leave home.
So he leaves his mountain.
She leaves her valley. They head out to the new domain. They meet one night at a bowling alley. It's all of Versailles and Fantasy Lane. Then one night something happens to them after sharing a molten french fries. Your father and mother get up on each other. Something starts to grow, and 9 months later, you enter this world. And you open your eyes. What are the odds that human life would take off like they say he's supposed to home run? What are the odds that we might get through Pixelini and Attila the Hun? What are the odds that the Milky Way is like a cinnamon on bun? What are the odds? Probably about an jillion to 1. An jillion to 1. And jillion.
I'm alone in my room, looking up at the glow-in-the-dark sticker stars on my bedroom ceiling. Tiny specks in space. My mind is spinning.
The sun is blazing. I'm alone in my backyard playing superheroes. I am Batgirl.
I am the only one home. I sit in my bedroom, staring in the mirror, trying to making myself cry.
I open the door to my cousin's car and climb in.
I'm all alone talking to truckers on his CB9 radio. Breaker 19, is anyone out there?
The universe, 150 billion trillion miles wide, approximately 13 billion years old. Its mysteries have captivated us since the dawn of time.
I wonder what else is hiding out there that no one has discovered yet.
But how do we begin to unravel these mysteries? The universe is so vast, so ancient. Our own existence can seem insignificant in comparison.
I wonder if there are stars with expectations that haven't been met.
Yet by viewing these billions of years as a series of evolution, the Big Bang, the formation of our sun, the impact of a meteor, perhaps we can begin to appreciate our moment in time.
I wonder if the sun gets tired of burning, and what magic few is making it thrive.
I wonder how long we'll just keep on turning. And I wonder if Aunt Jillian is still alive. Each day I walk along roads that wind through this town, and to my dismay, my feet are always aware of the ground, but my mind's a million miles away. My brain wants to find satisfaction, and I'm trying hard to pick up the pace, but I supply myself with endless distractions, so it's clear that I'm basically running in place. I wonder if I will find a time when I live with a mind that is free of congestion. So many hours to spend wanting something, and all that it does is just flood me with questions. Like,
Where will I
where will I find it?
What will it feel
Will it feel like?
When is it coming? Where will I
Where will I
find
find
it?
it?
What will it feel
What will it feel like?
When is it coming?
I finally get around to what I want when I muster up momentum and drive. But it's enough to just get through a day full of nonsense. I have to survive. I wonder if I'm starting to doubt there are feelings of contentment that last. There's gotta be something that's out there that will make me happy at last.
I want a magic dog that takes care of
I
all
want
that
something
does the
more. I want to be desired. I want to be energies made me cool like the sun with one white teeth. I want to win in the super game show with all of the tension that usually follows. I want to be something successful, most alive. I want more life. I want more life.
Where will I
Where will I
find
find
it?
it?
What will it
What
feel
will it feel
like?
like?
And when is it coming? Where will
Where will I
I
find
find
it?
it? What will it
What
feel
will it feel like?
like? And when is it coming?
Billions and billions of years, countless events have led us to this very moment, our moment in the universe.
It takes millions of years for a star to fully form. Gas and dust must come together, forming a hot blob that's not quite a star. Eventually, this baby star, or protostar, grows even larger than a fully formed adult star. Internal nuclear reactions provide the energy for a star to keep shining for billions of years.
Christmas dinner is done. It's time for a show on the living room floor. I make my cousin Allison sing Michael row the boat ashore. And then I make my cousin Roddy play Greensleeves on the drums, knowing full well that nobody wants to hear Greensleeves on the drums. I plan all this riffraff before me, making it harder for my family not to adore me when I enter, dressed as a lovable Christmas elf. And oh yeah, I've given the 11 o'clock number to myself.
Okay, that's enough of that. Let's open presents, shall we?
Give me your attention, please. It's what I want and what I'm looking for. Ladies and G's, your attention, please. I'm a ball of awesome you can't ignore. I take my crayons, the purple, browns, and blues, the perfect colors to draw on an attention-getting bruise. I give myself a beautiful big black eye. And when my dad comes in, I'll spin a lie as I cry that this mean girl at school grabbed my arm as I was trying to tie my shoelace. And when I pulled my hand back, I pulled it so hard that I hit myself in the face. And he'll believe me, and it'll totally get his attention. Dad, look! Stop fooling around. Your mom has dinner ready.
Every day after kindergarten, Mrs. Thornton picks me up. Mrs. Thornton's our next door neighbor. She gives me juice in a Dixie cup. My parents make me stay with her. I'm sure they give her money. And she's a nice enough lady, but her house smells a little funny. And she's always taking naps, so I'm always pretty bored. Through a hole in her fence, I can see my own backyard. And I wanna get there. Mrs. Thornton snoring in the hammock, and I'm getting kinda mad. So I see this as my chance to get back at Mom and Dad. So I wander into her kitchen. I am lonely and I'm annoyed. Her linoleum floor stretches out for a mile. And I'm not leaving until I see it destroyed. I pour bleach all over the floor. Then I pour salt all over the bleach. Then I make sure the door locks and I dance around Miss Thornton's. The air's full of Clorox and the ground's full of Morton salt. But it's not my fault that no one was paying attention. So I sneak out the front door and I walk home to my house. And later that night, my mom's washing my hair in the tub. The phone rings and then my heart stops right in mid-scrub. She leaves the bathroom for a moment, then comes back.
Did you leave Mrs. Thornton's house today?
No.
Did you pour bleach and salt on her kitchen floor?
No.
Why on earth do you do these things? We give you everything you could possibly want, and this is how you behave. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Then she shakes her head and she leaves me alone in the tub. And though the shampoo's dripping down and it burns, I should mention, but it really doesn't matter, 'cause at least I got her attention. I want more opportunities to stand up from the crowd. Give me your attention, please, I shouted loud and proud. I don't know why I need or what I want attention for, but I know that when I get it, I just want attention more. Then one day, what I'm waiting for will finally be clear to me. I don't know when, but I know then all this need will end. In addition to giving you serious beard, Charles Darwin was also giving you natural selection. Natural selection allows a species to better adapt to its environment by changing its genetic makeup from one generation to the next, often leading to a more evolved version of the species. According to natural selection, species that fail to adapt fail to survive and are often eliminated from the ecosystem. Canceled, if you will. Word, Charles Darwin, word.
Members only jacket.
I saw a polo shirt.
Calvin Klein jeans.
Natural selection is often dictated by changing environmental factors such as climate, predators, and social pressures.
There are hundreds of clicks to pay all around the school, but only one of them is for the people who are cool. And many, many times you've attempted, and many, many times you have tried. You can only get up close, but you can't get inside. You can't get in that door, 'cause it's for members only. Until you crack the code, you'll be discounted, disregarded, and dismissed.
But Mom, it's like the jacket. If I don't get it, I'm gonna die.
I told you that jacket is too expensive.
But Mom, these jeans are the coolest jeans ever, please!
I'm not spending this kind of money on a pair of pants!
Mom, it's one shirt. You won't have to buy me another shirt ever again.
I said no.
There's a place of awesomeness. It's a place where my love can begin. It will define me finally. And I'll do anything to get in. In order to hang with them, you have to study them from afar. Watching what they wear, where they say, where they go, and never ever let them know that you are desperate to get inside that door. That's branded members only. And I'm not gonna stop until I get to the top of the popular Optimum A-list. This is totally it.
This is the last jacket I bought you when you're 50 years old.
These are totally them!
I can't believe I'm spending that kind of money on jeans!
That's totally not the right shirt.
I thought that's what you wanted.
There's no alligator on it.
Well, it's the same thing. No one will care.
Okay.
My popularity's gonna detonate like a neutron bomb. Oh my God, this is great. Thank you, Mom. I got my members only jacket.
I got my Calvin Klein jeans.
I got my cheap knockoff Vita shirt.
Do you know what this means? I got my ticket. Now I'm impossible to ignore. This guarantees the trustees hand me the key to open up that door. Hey, Tanya.
Hey, nice jacket.
Thanks, it's members only.
I know. Why you wearing it?
I don't know.
You do realize it's Southwest Florida and it's like 1,000 degrees out, right?
Yeah,
What's that smell?
I don't know.
Gross. If you are gonna wear that jacket, at least wear the odorant too.
Hey, Vicky.
Oh, hey.
That's a cute top. Where'd you get it?
Oh, this? I don't know. Paris?
Cool. I think they make these jeans in France too.
Are those Calvin Kleins?
These? Yeah, I think so.
They look good on you.
Thanks. Yours do too.
Oh, these are Guess jeans. I don't really wear Calvins anymore. I don't even know where mine are.
Hey, Betsy.
Hey, I don't remember your name.
That's okay. I mean, names. There's so many of them.
What?
Nothing. So my Isa shirt is red and white, just like your swatch.
That's not an Isa shirt.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Where's the alligator?
I cut off.
No, you're lying.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. You know those moments when you're lying and everybody knows it, but you're in it for a long haul?
I know you're lying. You're dead meat this year. 1, 2.
I gotta haul to the Edison girl because the uniform is changing by the hour.
I got the clothes where nobody knows. It's all of the upkeep to keep up the power.
I won't tire till I acquire the entire desire display. I'll comply to the choir desire, plus some get some stonewash, skin tight, Jordache jeans, so no one will know that I'm gay. I'm not where I wanna be right now. The place to be is for members only. I don't like who I am now. Is better anywhere but here. There's something out there better than this.
5:30 a.m., the ringy-dingy starts singing. Reach out my arm, stop the alarm. Another day at the farm. Make my way to the showers first so I can splash away the disarray with some Gina Tate. Then I wash my hair, condition my hair. I dry my hair, lay my hair, spray my hair, slay my hair. Why? 'Cause I'm cheerleading for football, cheering for basketball. Holy Hades, I'm even cheering for ladies basketball. Another day up, filling the day with, filling up the day with, filling it up with stuff. I'm wanting to man, I'm busy, and I got something planned, but it ain't never enough. If you need me to do it, I'll say yes. If you need me to be there, I'll say yes. If you want me to meet you, I'll say yes. 'Cause if I've got nothing to do, well then, I guess I need a cool beat, well, like a full beat. And you can say what you can, but I'm a fan of Duran Duran, so I put on Rio, that is the key, and there's no doubt about it. My eyeshadow must match my outfit, and I slowly crawl down the stairs. Careful not to fall down the stairs. What is all this stuff down the stairs? Something smelling rough down the stairs, but I make it to the kitchen. And I'm itching for a special K. That's the way for me to fill up my day, 'cause I'm the Honor Society president, the student council president. I'm even the president of the council that watches over all council presidents. Another day up, filling up the day with, filling up the day with, filling it up with stuff. I'm the one in demand, I'm busy, and I got something planned, but it's never enough. I'll do anything that you're asking. I'm the empress of multitasking, and there ain't nothing that can slow me. I wanna be like Vicky Romy. Vicky Romy is the most popular girl in our class. She has beautiful hair, great cheekbones, actual boobs that she wears in an actual bra, a fantastic wardrobe, and the most perfect nose I've ever seen on a human face. And from where I'm sitting, her life looks pretty much perfect. After a day chock full of festivity, I come home to my favorite activity of creativity. I put a chair under the door. I put my hair all Christian Dior. And right when you think you know me, I become Miss Vicky Romy. And I slowly walk like Vicky, slowly talk like Vicky. And used to and got money like Vicky. I'm cute as a bunny like Vicky. I close my eyes and I am on my Vicky Lanai. Who would knock on our door? No one ever comes to our house. I pull back the cobwebby kitchen curtain, peek out and see Diane Romy, Vicky's mother. In the distance, Mrs. Romy's BMW is on our backcountry road with smoke pouring out of it. Standing behind her are two small boys, her son Danny and his friend Mike. And through the door she says,
"We broke down
on the highway that run past our house, and
could we come in and use your phone?"
If I tell Mrs. Romy that she can't come and use her phone, she'll go home and tell her daughter that I'm rude or crazy. If I let her come in, she'll see. And then she will tell Vicky. And then Vicky will tell the entire sophomore class that I live in a house that is stacked and packed from floor to ceiling with boxes and newspapers, piles of unfolded clothes, old toys, expired food, bags of kitty litter, bags full of bags, bags full of trash, lots and lots of trash. I let them come in. Mrs. Romy keeps her eyes on the phone. She does not look around or acknowledge the stacks and piles and the smell. The two boys are younger and cannot control their faces. One of their mouths fall into a perfectly round little O. The other one's mouth is a tight line, but his eyes gets wider. Her mouth is moving, but I can't hear the words she is saying. I wish it were 15 minutes ago or 5 years from now. I want to be anywhere else in this world but here, standing in this hot, endless moment. Another day of filling the day with filling up the day with filling it up with stuff. Another day of filling the day with filling up the day with filling it up with stuff.
I am not
Another day of
getting
filling the day with
I'm not what I wanna be right now. I'm not what I wanna be right now. The place to me is for
fill it up, 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 fill it up.
Evolution.
Where do we come from? What makes us human?
Intelligence, cognitive reasoning, and empathy.
These are the characteristics that separate us from our evolutionary predecessors.
Did you know that a collective of turtles is called a bear of turtles?
I did not know that.
It's true. And the hard, bony external shell of a turtle is called a carapace.
Carapace. That's an interesting word. Continue.
Now, the inner layer of a turtle shell includes portions of the backbone and the ribs, meaning the turtle cannot crawl out of its shell.
Really? Because in the Looney Tunes cartoons, they pop in and out of their shells all the time.
What are you doing? I'm trying to do the turtle section.
Sorry, continue.
During hibernation, a turtle's body temperature must remain a consistent 39 degrees.
Of Kevin Bacon! Like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Have you ever had chocolate-covered bacon? We went to this restaurant for my aunt's birthday. They had chocolate-covered bacon as one of their desserts. You do not see that a lot.
Really?
Sorry.
The plastral hinge located under its underside allows the box turtle to completely hide its head, legs, and tail inside its shell.
Do you think turtles would eat chocolate-covered turtles? The caramel component might be hard for them.
That's it! Distracted! You can do the turtle section! I'm out!
Wait, I have more questions. What's the difference between a tortoise and a turtle? Wouldn't it be awesome if inside that shell he had a mini fridge full of shrimp cocktail? Or maybe a fluffy couch, a lava lamp, or a shiny bed with 1,000-count sheets. Just like the bedding at the W Hotel, where I stay all the time with Archer. I don't really know what the W stands for, but I think it's maybe woman or Weston. I don't know. Things are really crazy since the wedding day, 'cause Archer's upstate building a cabin. He's usually out on the yacht or writing books when he's not fighting dragons in space. We just bought an apartment by Buckingham Palace last year. I love the Eiffel Tower and the views are so beautiful. When it rains, that I take pictures of the lightning and send them to the Weather Channel. Arthur really wants 3 bedrooms in the cabin. Did I just say Arthur? What I meant was Archer. Yes, Archer. No matter how much I try and tell him no, I let Archer get his way every time. I like popcorn. A home gym for his workouts is non-negotiable. 'Cause Archer's a pro baseball player, so 3 bedrooms it is.
A significant moment occurs in our evolution. The apes that walk on 4 legs stands up and begins to walk on 2. Bipeds evolve into Australopithecines and eventually the genus Homo. By exploring this evolution, perhaps we're one step closer to understanding who we are and how we got here.
I hope those hominids were happy.
I'm pretty sure they were happy that they weren't being chased by saber-toothed tigers.
I wonder if it was simpler. You know what they say, more money, more problems.
You know what they say, more tigers, more problems. But Seriously, how could you be unhappy? You have everything you could ever want.
Money does not equal happiness.
Why do I think that only people with money say that? If I won the Powerball, life would be sweet. I'd quit my job down at Mr. Slate's Quarry and get myself one of those fine Fred Flintstone tuxedos with the jaggedy sleeves.
All right, you're right. We're lucky we're not being chased by saber-toothed tigers anymore.
No, we're just running from everything else.
I'm running from a work-study job too,
AP French,
to my restaurant job.
speech and debate,
I will serve you all of it.
accomplishing the things my dad can brag about to the members of his Rotary Club.
There's a beautiful movie star on the cover of the magazine. They start life with a silver spoon and now they're on the silver screen. I wonder what it must be like living on cloud nine. But the best that I will get to that is turning through these pages of the checkout line.
There's a funny comedian telling jokes on a TV show. They've got a good thing going 'cause they're going where they want to go. Everybody likes them and their personality. I bet they're free of expectations and they're free to be whoever they want to be. If only I were luckier.
If only I were wealthier. If only I could have their life, I'll be happy. But that'll never be me.
My father is a very prominent attorney, and for the longest he said, "You're smart, you're a natural in front of people, make a great lawyer, end of meeting."
If only I were wiser. If only I were bolder. If only I were faster, I could outrun the voice that say, that'll never be me.
So I apply and get accepted into an extremely prestigious university with a very fancy law school. Don't want to drop any names, but let's say it rhymes with Duke.
How they get there,
get
oh, where's that road,
that
that
road
will lead me out of this nowhere town tonight? The golden ticket don't get mailed to this one-horse town zip code, so there ain't no use in me waiting for an invite.
I know in my heart of hearts, I have absolutely no desire to become a lawyer. But it'll make my dad so proud to see me carry out the family business. I love to make my dad proud, so off I go. Zip, zip, zip.
There's a gate on the hillside that opens to a field where the grass is greener and they say it's where your fate's revealed.
But I don't dare to go up there, 'cause I'm certain what my eyes will see is the person who I really am, and not the person that I am trying to be. If only I were stronger, if only I were braver, I will break these ties and be free. I could finally be the person that I want to be. But that'll never be me, I know. That'll never be me.
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 So, turns out that wanting to become a lawyer to please my father made me want to pull my eyeballs out of their sockets. Don't tell my parents, but I switched my major.
I'm majoring in music in college, and I'm worried that people don't find this a cool major. I rush, I pledge, I live that Greek life. I'm cool now. I'm so cool that they elected me chair of social activities. Friday morning, before my Italian diction class begins, all the music nerds were talking about their plans for the weekend. how they were going to rent a cabin, have a potluck, play board games, and sing and deconstruct the scores of Les Mis. Alex Wells, my classmate, who was amazing in Brigaden this semester, comes up to me and asks,
Hey, I know it's not really your thing, but you want to come with us?
I love cabins. I make a mean potato salad. I own 12 German board games.
So, you want to come with us?
I'm sorry, I'm hosting a Jimmy Buffett themed kegger this weekend. It should be pretty awesome.
Okay.
I spent the weekend steam cleaning Miller Lite out of the chapter house's living room's carpet. If I can make my leg go behind me, I'd kick me in the ass.
I am a theater major, and in my acting class, my woo-woo drama teacher has us do this exercise where all 12 of us float around the room, pretending to be little hummingbirds, and then she'll yell, "Pause!" And then we have to stop, hover right in midair.
The people who most appreciate life are those who are willing to contemplate their own mortality.
If my dad knew he was paying for me to do this, he'd stroke out.
There are not endless days spooling out in front of you, little birds. With that in mind, I want you to ask yourself, how do I want to live this life?
How do I want to live this life? Before I can even begin to wrap my mind around that.
Unpause!
Off we go. Zip, zip, zip.
I'm a freshman in college. I'm still living at home, so.
Peace be with you.
And with you. Church, where 60 minutes feels like 60 years. They should do a study on how time expands the second your butt hits the pew.
I'd like to share something I read recently. Now, some of you may have heard of the Trappist monk, Thomas Merton. Well, Merton believed that we should keep in mind these three things. Now, here, H-E-R-E, this.
Now, hear what?
Now,
Not the past or the future.
here,
Exactly where you are.
this.
Whatever it is you're doing.
And Merton believed that if we can get to the intersection of these three things,
Now,
This.
then there's nothing to fear, and you will be free.
My mind is still spinning on that while they break out the wafers and wine.
Do this in memory of me.
At the Museum of Science, there is a prototype of a clock, the Clock of the Long Now, which was built to keep time for 10,000 years. According to the plaque, the clock is designed to change the way we think of time by redefining our concepts of how long our moments in this universe will last. The long hand ticks once a year, and the short hand ticks once a millennium. Time so interesting. The clock started working New Year's 1999, and as we entered into the new year, 2000, the chimes were heard twice.
Fossil is a tremendous resource in anthropological studies. The study of fossils provides us with detailed insight about our evolution.
Volcanic activity has the ability to kill life forms and preserve their fossils at the same time. Volcanic activity happens whenever red-hot magma rises up through the Earth's crust, becoming lava.
That makes me
Hot.
I am obsessed with Scott Stoney. Scott is directing our All City High School musical, and he's about twice my age and a total dreamsicle. So, we're sitting around rehearsal one day when Scott says,
I need a haircut.
and I'm all, I cut hair. I'll cut your hair for you. And Scott's all,
Great.
and I'm all, great. Before I knew it, I'm standing in Scott's kitchen and my hands are in that thick, delicious Scott Stoney hair. And I'm cutting and cutting and cutting.
feels like you're in heaven with your hands all up in Scott.
And I don't know how to cut hair. I've never known how to cut hair.
That makes me hot.
This is the best day of my life. I love the state fair. And I'm at the fair with my favorite person in the world, We're visiting the animals, riding all the rides, eating everything that's battered and fried. It's one of those perfect days you just wish would never end. But it's getting late, and I say, what do you think? Should we head out, babe? And just then, in front of the scrambler, they get on one knee, pull out a ring, and say, babe, will you marry me? My head is spinning. I look at the love of my life and that beautiful ring.
Everything is beautiful, and then suddenly it's not.
And I projectile vomit all over both of them.
That makes me hot.
I'm in a production of Roger and Hammerstein's Oklahoma. We have been rehearsing so hard for months, and it's finally opening night. The show is flawless. And when we're done, the audience leaps to their feet. My eyes are filled with tears of joy. My body's filled with adrenaline. At the curtain call, where the cast goes to take their final triumphant bow, I throw my hands up in the air with so much force that I punch Ado Annie right in the face and break her nose.
Someone make this moment disappear. Where is there a rocket that will blast me out of town and get me a million miles away from here?
I'm in the running for my dream job. My final interview is with the president of the company, the head of HR, and 3 other staff members. They're all in a conference room, and I'm on video cam at home. I rock the interview, and they offer me the job on the spot. I say, thank you, and you will not regret this, and something else. But I totally forget to log off.
You think you covered everything, but there's something you forgot.
My camera was still on and fully broadcasting this. The interview was from the waist up. From the waist down, I'm just in underpants.
This is not the way things were supposed to go down. Someone make this moment disappear. Where is there a rocket that will blast me out of town and get me a million miles away from here?
It's an honor to meet you, Miss Condom.
That makes me hot.
Whenever I played that scene in Romeo and Juliet, I straight up wet myself.
That makes me hot.
I accidentally called my math teacher mommy.
That makes me hot. I ate dog food. That makes me hot.
I adore my grandmother.
I love being with my grandma.
Good times with my grandmother include watching The Muppet Show.
Watching Lawrence Welk in Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Oh, we also love to play games together for hours.
Rummy, gin, canasta. My grandma is the kindest, gentlest woman, but she does not hesitate to full-on sandbag me in a game of canasta.
Our favorite game is Boggle. Over and over, we have flipped the plastic hourglass to start another round. I like lunchtime with her too.
She makes 2 hard-boiled eggs that she cuts up and tops with salt and a pat of warm butter. It's the most delicious thing ever.
She puts a sweet pickle on the side of our deviled ham sandwiches. It's like we're at a restaurant. After lunch, I ask if I can... I ask if I can have a chocolate Eddie's Mint from the candy dish.
I ask if I can have a Brock's wrapped caramel from the crystal candy jar, and she says,
Yes, and bring one for me.
My grandma always wants to kiss me on the mouth. She wants to lick her lips and kiss me on the mouth.
Grandma, don't do it.
But now I get a phone call telling me this.
Your grandmother has suffered a severe stroke. Your grandma is spiraling down.
I make travel arrangements to go home.
Family emergency airfare to get her. She's always been so vibrant. I'm scared to see what she has become.
My brother's here and my mother's here.
And there is my grandma. She's in a hospital bed.
She's unresponsive.
Now, seeing her, there's no part of me that is scared. I want to wash her hands and clip her toenails to make sure that she knows she's loved and cared for.
Sometimes I wet one of those hospital lollipop stick sponges to soothe my grandmother's dry tongue. I put lotion on her feet, and I talk a lot. I talk a lot anyways, but I don't know if she can hear me. I hope she finds me interesting. But I talk.
I sing.
I sit.
Sometimes she calls me by one of her kids' names or by one of her siblings' names. Sometimes she's completely lucid.
There's talk with doctors and snacks from vending machines. Funyuns? Yes, there are Funyuns and tubes and nurses.
And lots of waiting.
Jeopardy plays on a wall-mounted TV at a low volume.
This 15th century Latin guide to the art of dying was reprinted in more than 100 different languages across Europe.
I wheel her into the cafeteria and we sit with others, each at different stages. Angry, sad, drooling, confused, and I feed her.
Del Monte peaches and pears?
Yes, they're Del Monte peaches and pears, and when I feed her, she looks like a baby bird.
Jace for 1,000.
The family of jaybirds babysit as a family, where the older birds participate in the feeding and protection of the newly hatched chicks.
What is the Florida scrub jay?
That is correct.
We've read all of her pictures and plants and her Bible and little things she loves.
There are cards, flowers, and a stuffed bear that comforts me more than it does her.
She has all of her music, stuff you'd hear in a Presbyterian church, the Oak Ridge Boys.
This afternoon, my brother, mom, and I, all three of us, are around my grandmother's bed. It has been days since she has been responsive, but all of a sudden, she opens her eyes and takes the three of us and it says,
Oh boy.
she says,
You're all here. Hello.
we say, we are here. We say, we love you. We say,
This afternoon, it's just the two of us. Grandma is sleeping and I'm sitting and reading. The sun is beaming through the window and all of a sudden she wakes up, sits up, looks right at me and says,
Marriage is hard.
I've been considering ending my current relationship. I've told no one in my family about this, but it's like somehow she knows. Yes, marriage is hard, Grandma.
in the moment, she shuts her eyes and swims back down into unconsciousness. Or consciousness. I don't know. I want to know. I want to know if she's here or very far away. But grandmother's isn't telling.
That sounds like a great name for a horror movie.
Is she? Isn't she? Grandmother isn't telling. Rated R.
Before my last visit, I say to my mother, I don't want to cry in front of Grandma because I don't want to scare her. And my mom says,
It's okay. You can cry.
We're listening to the Oak Ridge Boys sing. My grandmother touches my face and kisses me, and I start to cry because she's leaving. She wipes the big hot tears from my face.
Aww.
She says,
I know.
She says,
It's okay.
She says,
And I tell my grandmother, I have to go. I tell my grandmother, it's okay to let go. And I tell her, thank you. Over and over.
I say,
I love you. I love you.
I love you.
I love you. Then I stand up, I grab my backpack, and I head to the door. I know that I will most likely not see her ever again, alive. No mystery.
It is now. You are here.
Then I will get in a car, then down an elevator, and onto an airplane. Then something else would happen, then something else, then something else, and something else. And then I leave. And in a week, she leaves. When you play Boggle, sometimes you look for big words to score more points, but you can also win by adding up lots of little words.
Tiny penny words. Not $50 or 50-cent words, not splashy or complicated words, but small, clear, concise penny words. They can add up.
Thank you.
It's okay.
I love you.
Oh boy, oh boy.
3.6 billion years ago, two early hominids were walking the East African plains. Their fossils were found so close together, these two were almost certainly touching.
That kind of reminds me of a Ram Dass quote.
Who's that?
Ram Dass, the spiritual writer, he once said, "We're all walking each other home."
I like that.
Do 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 do.
Here at the start, I try to know where I am going. Days
filled with dreams that none of my seams will ever be showing. Scared of what I will find. How will I ever make it through? Just when I own I can go it alone, then comes you.
When I go to move, I always know you're there beside me. No matter what I do, you somehow see through the layers that hide me. I can burst from the pack for times in the sun that I pursue. Just when I think I'm alone on the brink, then comes you. I watch the world spin by every day, and it's filled with curiosity.
All of these people looking for someone to notice the world they see. In dozens of places, past thousands of faces, I always see you, and you see me. I stare out into space, wanting someone to share the view.
Just when I think I'm alone on the brink, then comes you, and you,
and you,
and you. If I just stand and reach out my hand, then comes you. Many aspects of who we are is contained in our DNA. Our chromosomes are like tiny little scrapbooks filled with all the genetic stories that precedes us.
Since I was little, I've known the story of the Golden Palace.
These stories not only remind us of our past, but inform our present.
Subject.
Reading. The subject is reading. The teacher selects a passage
Everyone, turn to chapter 4.
and then selects a student to read that passage out loud.
Nikki Zavakis, please begin.
Big blue skies open wide, sunlight bounces off my eyes. If I shut them tight, the light still gets.
And then the next student repeats the passage.
Big blue skies open wide, sunlight bounces off my eyes. If I
And then the next.
tight, the light still gets through.
Until it's my 10-year-old father's turn to repeat the passage, which he recites perfectly to the very end. It's a warm night. My father is playing under the street lamp with the other boys from Fairview Avenue. One by one, they get called in for supper. My father does this with his hands, and it makes little dirt worms. Check it out. The moon is big. He lets himself into the house. Brushing his teeth makes his gums bleed, and no one's checking, so he just goes to bed. The gray shape on his pillowcase smells like his head. In the morning, he puts on the same clothes he wore yesterday.
Way up high, out of reach from you and me, sits a golden palace. I have no map, I have no key.
The Golden Palace is located just over the horizon. You can't see it, but it's up there, in a high up, out of reach, top of the world kind of place.
There inside are scientists and mathematicians.
Just
My father is an excellent mimic. If the teacher calls him third, he can recite the passage.
Everyone, quiet down.
If the teacher calls him last, he can recite anything that's been read aloud that entire day. Until one day, he feels a hand touch his shoulder.
Please begin.
Everyone's waiting for my father to read, and he has to say, in front of everyone,
I can't.
my father is working second shift at the GM plant. He finishes the bologna sandwiches my mother made for him and solves the last squares of his crossword puzzle. He still has some time left before he has to return to the factory floor. So he fishes an old unemployment check stub out of the pocket of his coveralls, takes his big pen, and begins to write a poem, like Tom in The Glass Menagerie, in a warehouse, writing on the back of a shoebox.
There inside are novelists and fine musicians,
building great works of art.
I'm home from school on winter break. Speaking of, my dad's in school too now. How about that?
And we're both going to get our masters at the same time.
No, no, no. I will graduate 2 weeks before you, old man. I'm organizing some boxes and papers, and I find the old check stub with the poem written on the back. Dad, this is really good. You can really write.
No, I can't.
The Golden Palace is where the beautiful people and the great thinkers of this and previous generations convene to bask in each other's brilliance and pump out all the great works of art. It's all going down at the Golden Palace.
Michelangelo's David.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
The X-Men.
Yes, great work, worthy work. And the people who populate that place and pump out those paintings and poems and pieces are deeply intelligent, stunning, clean, privileged people. There's no room in the Golden Palace for people like me, people who come from what I come from. I see my hands resting on the keyboard. I look past my hands and the keyboard and out into the sharp winter woods. I've saved up my vacation days from work, and I'm typing this sentence at the MacDowell Artists Colony in Peterborough, New Hampshire, where I've been granted a residency to write the words you're listening to right now. It hits me.
Thornton Wilder wrote our town here.
My cursor blinks at me. I try to relax my hands, my mind, to write.
I can't.
I check to see if cell phone coverage is squeaking its way through the New Hampshire woods and into my studio. On my Facebook newsfeed, someone updates their status with this quote from John Adams to his wife Abigail.
May 12th, 1780. I must study war and politics so that my sons may have the liberty to study mathematics and philosophy.
Everyone's waiting for him to read.
My sons ought to have the liberty to study mathematics, philosophy, geography, natural history, and naval architecture.
We're both going to get our masters at the same time.
We all ought to have the liberty to study mathematics and philosophy.
I have been granted a residency at the MacDowell Artists Colony. I feel a hand touch my shoulder.
Please begin.
Please begin.
Please begin.
There is a Golden Palace. It's a Chinese restaurant located at 321 Nashua Street in Milford, New Hampshire. It's not over the horizon. It's not out of reach. The Golden Palace is anywhere we make it. It's anywhere we make anything we want to make. And there's room for all of us. Illiterate children, the factory workers and parents and poets they become. Awkward kids with weird faces and strange ideas. We all belong here. My hands begin to move, to pluck letters, to arrange them in order.
Duh.
Subject.
Earth.
Reading.
Big blue skies, open wide, sunlight bounces off my eyes. If I shut the lights, still gets inside the lights, still gets through.
My father has given me so much. My life, these eyes, coaching my soccer team after a full day at the courthouse, a beautiful home, an appreciation for the finer things that he never had growing up, but I would gladly trade all of it, all the material stuff and the money for the words. I know my father loves me, but we have an unspoken contract between us that the words will remain unspoken. This contract does not require that I refrain from saying those words to other people, but for as long as I can remember, I have kept this contract that my dad will not say it to me, and I will not say it to him. I thought if I could capture his attention or accomplish a certain something or behave a certain way, that I'd find the loophole in our agreement and he'd finally say those words. I have been sad, waiting for those words. I have been angry, empathetic, analytical, and I have been patient. And I have been waiting and waiting and waiting. Now I'm standing here. The sunlight is soft and warm. Is this a gentle paradise or only the eye of the storm? This time will I just give in when the rain starts to pour down? This time will I start to swim or will I start to drown?
I'm not always good at being here. I'm just trying to keep my eyes open. But sometimes I just wish things are different than they are, so I go into my head. This other day, I was walking back to my house and it starts pouring. And before I mentally teleport myself to the beaches at the Bali or at the stars, I stop myself. I notice the lights, the puddles, the people. It's not that bad. Actually, it's quite spectacular. Now I'm walking alone as the wind circles all around, waiting for the slightest move or the first unexpected sound. This time will I raise my shield when the hunters spot their prey. This time will I stay in the field or will I run away from who I am and what I want and what I can find and who I will be. Now I'm moving along as the twilight begins to spread. I take in this moment as the clouds gather overhead.
I was afraid of sharing my truth, of sharing my true self. I was afraid that what people would think if they saw the real me. I was afraid that no one would love me. Keeping a secret is a full-time occupation, and I'm quitting that job because this is the real, whole, complete me. And the best part of it is, I love me. Isn't that something? This time will I see the view when the lightning streaks through the gray. This time will it blind my view or will it light the way
to who I am and what I want and what I can find and who I will be.
As far back as I can remember, I've been trying to orient the story of the weird kid that was less than. I saw if I ran hard enough, I could put the story behind me or transform myself into someone else. It's taken some time, but I finally stopped running. The truth is, I am weird, and in all realness, there's no one I'd rather be than me. And all these questions in the
are fading away as I suddenly see I can embrace everything behind me and find the place where I finally find me.
Now I run with you as the new sun begins to rise. I can see forever through these endless big blue skies.
I have been waiting and waiting and waiting, and then one day, it hits me. What if those words never come? So before another moment and another moment and another moment ticks away, no more waiting. Dad, I'm voiding our contract. I love you. I love you just as you are. I love you. End of meeting.
Now is the only time here
is the only place. This is all I want to be. This time I can see the view. This time the sun will shine through. This time,
this time, this time.
Our friend Morgan works at the Museum of Natural History. Morgan puts their index finger to their lips and mouths. Shh.
Follow me.
They swipe their key card. A heavy door marked employees only clicks open, and they usher us into a room contained in a private collection of birds.
Thousands and thousands of birds, stacked from the floor to the ceiling, once living, mating, singing, and dancing. These birds, they're birds, but they're not birds. They're here, but they're not here.
One day we will be stuffed with cotton and put in metal cabinets and preserved in amber. But right now, we are here, and we're alive. We're not a memory recollected, but that will not always be so.
We pass through the heavy door.
We spot the sign that says, exit this way, and please use the revolving door.
step into the revolve, give it a push, and follow the momentum.
Out of the past.
Not yet the future. Into this moment.
Right now.
Somehow we made it here. From right here to right now. From the Big Bang to Massachusetts.
Maybe some shows in his editing. Maybe some of us will never see each other.
Or we'll see you in a few minutes in the lobby.
In a few moments, this show will come to an end. We will bow and exit.
And you will grab your program or someone's hand, and you will exit the theater. And something else would happen, and something else, but now.
We are here.
Thank you.
We love you.
I want more life, and we will have more life.
What will it be like? And when is it coming? Where will I find it? What will it feel like? And when is it coming? Where will I find it? What will it feel like?
Just seniors. Thank you. Ooh. Yeah, just seniors bow. Yeah. You guys, sorry. Thank you. Sorry. We just wanted to do a quick thank you. First of all, thank you all for coming out. And also, we want to thank our director, our music director, and our choreographer who have worked for the last couple of months helping us get ready to do this. So we have a couple seniors who are going to say a few words.
All right, first off, I'm here to thank Miss Sohm. Miss Sohm has been incredibly helpful throughout this whole process. The hours she puts in, the love and support she gives is truly unmeasured. So thank you, Miss Sohm. We love you. And we're so happy to work with you.
I want to say thank you for Mr. Hendo. Thank you for your contribution for the winter musical and all your patience for correcting our critical voice. And you excellently collaborate our voice. Thank you very much.
I want to thank Ms. Salvucci for all the creative dance movements and the beautiful poses and helping us figure out what time to do what movements and all that. So thank you.
Awesome. And then can we just get one more round of applause? These are all of our seniors. So give a round of applause to the seniors. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you.